شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to the event. It's about basically 9/11. It's supposed to be 3 days, inshallah, and well, it's a day that really changed the lives of every Muslim and non-Muslim, 10 years ago. And so basically, Sheikh Sami is going to talk about today the responsibility of the Muslim community and how we should be approaching this day, and what has happened and what we can learn from it, and basically moving forward, what action we should be doing, inshallah, to be a greater part of the community. Like, so Sheikh Sami, inshallah.
Thank you, brother. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa
May
barakatuh.
peace be upon you all, and welcome all of you, Muslims and non-Muslim, Baruch and non-Baruch person here. And Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, وأفضل الصلاة وأتم التسليم على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وأصحابه وأزواجه وذريته أجمعين. اللهم يا ربنا إنا نسألك التوفيق والنجاح والفلاح في الدين والدنيا والآخرة. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم. ربنا واغفر لنا ذنوبنا وكفر عنا سيئاتنا وتجاوز عن خطيئاتنا يا رب العالمين. اللهم افتح بيننا وبين قومنا بالحق وأنت خير الفاتحين. أما بعد, my dear audience, may Allah the Most High bless you. And today is really very important topics from different perspectives. First of all, what I like to say, I'm going to talk less and give more time for your questions, for your comment, and for your concerns. I think that will be more practical, and I like all of you to share what you like to share with us. And for those who doesn't know, I'm the chaplain here, the Muslim chaplain here at Baruch College. It's good always to mention that in any advertisement, so people really know. Okay? Alhamdulillah. Not for my own advertisement, but sometimes the students, they like to know what the chaplain thinks or say about certain topics. And we might be more encouraged to attend and feel more comfortable to talk to the school chaplain rather than a stranger or someone coming from outside the school. I've been here for almost 5 to 6 years, alhamdulillah. Has been very wonderful experience for me to meet wonderful people, wonderful staff, wonderful college. And before to talk about the subjects, I would like to mention something brief about the religions. Contrary to what most people, Muslim and non-Muslim, unfortunately, think, religion of Islam come from the root words, in Arabic language. Every word you can trace it back to its own roots. Why that's so significant to know any word in the Arabic language? Because the root of the word itself would tell you about the meaning of it. So you think of a tree. So any word derived from certain root must revolve about the meaning of that root, maybe in different part of speech, to make it a verb, present, past, future, or passive, or active, or adjectives, a noun, all of that. So where the word Islam came from? Coming from the root was an Arabic called Sin, Lam, Mim, S-L-M. The root means peace. So that means every word comes from this root revolve about the meaning of peace. Why that's so important? Because we know the Holy Quran was revealed in Arabic language, classical Arabic language, not today Arabic. And the prophetic hadith or tradition also, the communication, the interpretation, elaboration of the Holy Quran also was in Arabic language. So to understand the exact meaning of the Quran and the prophetic way, you have to master Arabic language, the classical Arabic language, and understand the social life of that time also. Because the language is a living in every community, like every individual. There's a change in English. If you try to read now Shakespeare, for example, you may have difficulty understand certain expression or certain term or certain vocabulary because they were used by the author at that time to have different meaning what nowadays could be understood. So same thing in language, in Arabic language. Because when non-Muslims, when non-Arab became Muslims, when people from Africa, Abyssinia for example, from the Roman land in the old day was north of Syria, where I am from, or from beyond the two rivers, where now we can call Iran, Pakistan, Afghanistan, even China, or from North Africa, some of them were Berber at the time, they have their own language, or from Spain, Andalusia. So all of that contribute to change the use of the language. Why that's so important again? Because when you read today a verse of the Quran or a holy hadith, if you're not expert on the language to begin with, you're going to make a mistake of understanding. You don't know that. You think you understand correctly. But in reality, the mistake of understanding coming from what? Not knowing the classical Arabic language. For example, just to be, the word wudu, you hear in some hadith, is recommended to make wudu before you eat food. What do you think that hadith means? To make wudu, the hadith before you eat meat or before you eat. People think wudu means to do the ablutions. See? But the wudu literally means to wash up. So in that hadith, the word wudu means the literal meaning. Because the word, beside knowing the classical meaning of the word, every Arabic word has 4 different understandings. First is the classical meaning. Second one called the customary meaning, the urf or the ada of the people. Another one called religious meaning. So the word wudu in religious meaning refer to the act of ablution, where it has a condition, integral part, to command that part by itself. On top of that, you have mustalah, mean terminology of the word itself. If you study theology, a word has its own meaning, mean defined by theologian. If you study fiqh, you have the word has its own meaning by fiqh standard. If you study Arabic language, grammar, for example, the word sunnah itself, you see, literally mean what? A way, a path. If you study usul al-fiqh, foundation of jurisprudence, the word sunnah mean refer to the second source of Islamic knowledge. If you study fiqh itself, the word sunnah mean what? Recommended act. If you do it, you get the reward, not obligatory. Mean if you don't do sunnah in your fasting or your salah and your fasting, your prayer is still valid, but you miss a reward of it because you miss recommended act called sunnah. So that's why it's very important to know that introduction about understanding the Arabic language. Why that's important also? Because a lot of wrong fatwa, a lot of wrong opinion now coming from misunderstanding this aspect. The Arabic language itself, the root of the word, are using the word in customary understanding. Well, that means, for example, if I say, we'll have meat for lunch today, are we?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But now, fish is a meat. But we say we're going to have meat for lunch, you don't think of a fish. Because the custom of people, when they say meat, they don't mean fish or seafood, or not even chicken. Even chicken is a meat. Fish is a meat. See? That called the urf, the customary usage of the word. See? So salam or Islam meaning literally to enter the state of peace. Coming from the root sin, lam, mean, salima. Okay. So what does that mean? When you add Alif or Hamza in the beginning of the word, in Arabic verb, you change the verb from trilateral verb like Salima to make it four-letter verb with adding the asam in the beginning, meaning you enter into the state of the verb. So Salima means what? To be safe, to be in peace. Aslama means to enter the state of safety and peace. Amina, to feel secure. So amana, to enter the state of security. Hasuna means to be beautiful, to perfect something. Ihsan means ahsana, to enter the state of perfection. So saying that, we need to understand it's Islam came to deliver peace to humanity. And cannot achieve that unless, as an individual, you enter yourself into the state of peace with yourself, with the creators, with your neighbor, with the environment, with everything surrounding you, even talking about the whole universe. Because one verse of the Quran says that it is He, God, Allah the Most High, who subjugated everything in earth and heaven for you. You here talking to humans, talking to them. Why? Because we are the only creation, as the Quran says, that we were giving the intellect to use our reasoning and use that ability to worship the Creator voluntarily. Unlike the rest of the creation, where they submit to their Lord and worship by submission, not by using their intellectual reasoning. That's why reasoning is very important in the religion, to the level that some theologian believes that if you have your intellect to be sound, because not all of us has a sound intellect, unfortunately, nowadays, but that's the condition, and you reach puberty age, you become accountable for your own belief and action in this life and the life after. Some scholars believe that's not enough. With the intellect, with reaching puberty age, you need to receive a messenger from God to tell you what you believe in as well. And that the majority of the theologians in Islamic history. Only minority of them believe that if you have sound intellect, you become obligated to search for the truth and to find who's the creator. And if you come to that conclusion, which any person with a sound intellect and sound reasoning, without being influenced by politics or cultural or tribalism or customary or all of that, come to conclusion on his own. Become a person accountable for their belief. So understanding that, Islam came to spread peace. That's very important to know. On top of that, there are very famous hadiths. We know that our beloved Prophet, may Allah give him peace and blessing, says that Afshu salam, spread peace. And in Arabic, another thing, when you mention a verb, usually a verb in Arabic has two types. One called fi'al lazim, which means in transactional verb doesn't need an object. When you say he went, ذهب الطالب, the student went. In Arabic, it's sufficient to stop here to call that complete sentence, complete verbal sentence. But certain verbs, they need an object. When you say the student study what? You need to say what he studied to understand the meaning of that. They say درس الطالب, درس what? درس درسه, درس, the student study his homework, he study his book. So when a verb in Arabic is supposed to have an object, but not mentioned, that means everything. So what does that mean? When the Prophet ﷺ mentions that Afshu salam, spread peace, he doesn't say after that when and where and with whom. So based on the Arabic understanding, that means whenever and wherever, with every situation, your duty as a Muslim to spread what? peace. أفشوا السلام. وأطعموا الطعام. Also feed food. Provide food. Again, that for everybody. Everybody mean whether you are Muslim or non-Muslim, whether you are poor or wealthy, whether you are neighbor or not neighbor, whether you live in the US or you live anywhere else. That understood. أفشوا السلام وأطعموا الطعام وصلوا بالليل والناس نيام, and perform your prayers. He doesn't refer to the obligatory prayers because the prayer come during the day and the night. Here means recommendation. I mean, if you want to elevate yourself to be in the level of spreading peace on earth and the universe as well. I'm saying that because now with technology, mankind can even reach to the moon and to other planets, really. And they have ability to spread peace or to do destruction to those planets. So, what the hadith say? أفشوا السلام وأطعموا الطعام وصلوا بالليل والناس قيام. Make sure to establish the ability to have the compassion in your heart, to spread peace, is perform voluntarily night prayer. Because this is very important to develop the Muslim characters whenever they're sleeping. Because tired of collecting dunya, material world. Because studying too hard to maybe feed their intellects. Maybe work very hard to support their family. You need to have time for yourself. A time will have like in seclusion. You have a retreat between you and your Creator. That's why from the early time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we know that on him night prayer was obligatory to train him to have the ability. Why night prayer? Because sleeping at night is very desirable. It's very like resting to everybody. So to fight that desire and to go against your rest, to go against everybody else, and stand up, cry to your Creator, remember your sinful action, pray that you'll be a good person. It's not easy. But when you do that, will give you a lot of good results. A lot of good results. So what the result and why people are sleeping? That is the situation. It's more difficult. Because you always tell yourself, why me? How come it's me? Why don't like everybody else? People work hard and they sleep at night for the next morning to achieve their dunya, their school. Why have to get up to make my own prayer? Especially at the last part of the night. I mean, just before dawn time, usually about 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, because that's the most difficult time to get up and to do voluntarily prayers. So what's the result of those doing 4 acts? And every Muslim should be behaving like that. To spread peace, to feed food, to pray at night while people are sleeping. تدخلوا جنة ربكم بسلام. You will enter paradise, the heaven of your Lord in a peaceful way. So that my understanding is what a Muslim behavior should be everywhere and anywhere he goes. Spreading peace, feeding the food, and praying whenever he gets the chance at night, because those are conditions for a person, of course, after doing the obligatory act, to enter what the Quran say, Jannat Rabbikum, as the Hadith say, the garden of your Lord in a peaceful way. Another word of peace, salam. We know one of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala name, salam, as-salam. I mean, Allah, from His name, Allah wants peace. Allah treats you with peace. When we greet each other, people make it as a greeting, mean just, they think that equivalent to say, good morning, hi, hello, how are you? When we say, assalamu alaikum, assalamu of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala name, I mean, I comes to you, that, with Allah as the peace, the peaceful one, with you. I'm not coming here to show animosity, to show hatred, to show bigotry, You show discrimination. I can't, when I say Assalamu alaikum, really, I do mean it from my heart. When you finish your salah, what did I think you said in salah? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. When you're saying peace after you finish your salah, after being in peace with your Lord in salah, in the prayer, you talk to everybody in your right. That means including the human, your fellow Muslim, non-Muslim, the angel, the jinn around you, the creation. You say, peace be upon you. You do that also on your left side. So peace is one of the integral aspects of our deen, of our religion. Actually, the objective of the religion, as I was mentioned to you, that by the scholar of the religion who understand that, extracting that from the Quran and Hadith, the holy word of Allah, Al-Quran, and prophetic way, is to safeguard in a peaceful way your religion. After that, to safeguard your life and other people's life. Why is that? Because Islam considers life is sacred. Saving one life, the Quran mentions that, as mentioned in the Torah, the Quran mentions that, as the act of saving one life is the act of saving the whole humanities. And the act of destroying one life is equivalent to the act of destroying the whole humanities. So saving life in Islam is very sacred, and also is one of the important elements that the whole Islamic law and religion focus on, to safeguard and to protect. After life, what the third one come? The intellect. To safeguard, to protect, to preserve the intellect. Because what a man without an intellect? The most important distinction we have between human and non-human is what? The intellect. The ability to reason, to come to conclusion, to know what's good and what's bad. Animals behave by their instinct to protect their life. When they eat, when they drink, when they attack each other, when they goal each other, when they prey on each other, they want to survive, regardless of the style of surviving. But as a human, we are giving the ability not to make that our objective, our need always justify the way what we do things. In Islam, we have to be very aware. If you don't have, you need to have good intention and a proper way to achieve the good things. If the intention is wrong, will be make it invalid, whatever you do. You cannot say, I have good intention to do so and so. It has to be good intention and has to be in a good way also. So if one of them are not correct, means the intention or the way, that makes the act invalid. For the act to be valid Islamically, has to have good intention behind it, also has to be based on the teaching of the religion. Those are two important elements to make the act called what? Islamic act. So that's the second, the third one. So religion phase, life, intellect, possession or property. Islam came to safeguard for that. Nobody has the right to take your money unjustly or to attack you for that. And the third one is the honor of a humanities, called al-'urd or karama, dignity. Where that come from? The Quran mentions that by saying, وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ. This is very important. The Quran says, surely, by Allah's face, وَلَقَدْ, by Allah's oath, we honor son of Adams. Did not say Muslim or non-Muslim. So that means every human being in Islamic perspective, just because he's a human being, is honored in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Based on the ayah of the Quran, وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ. So that's very important to know. That's why you find in the Islamic law, any act or any statements that will cause harm or damage to the faith, to life, to intellect, to financial or physical property of the person, or dignity will be what? Prohibited. On the other hand, any statement or act that preserve and nourish one faith, life, intellect, financial or material possessions, and also dignity will become what made obligation on the individual community to achieve that. Anything most likely will cause harm, we call it that offensive, you shouldn't do it. Everything most likely will be beneficial, we say is recommended. And those are the 5 rulings of the fiqh in Islam. Obligatory, recommended, permissible. If things cannot be confirmed to be harmful or useful, or could be either way, you make it permissible. Unless the harm become very clear or most likely to happen, so elevate the permissible act to be what? Recommended or obligatory. If statement or an act of anything might cause harm, make it what? Dislike or offensive. But definitely cause harm, become what? Prohibited. So knowing that is quick introduction about understanding the religion, that we know that attacking civilian people, no matter what, it's wrong. By intellect, by understanding religion of the Islam, and also to know specific ayat of the Quran who prohibited that. One of them, the Quran say, La ikraha fi din. There is no compulsion in the religions. Another ayah say that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't forbid you from those who treat you with justice and with goodness, that to treat them with justice and goodness and good relationship. Allah only forbid you from those who fight you, show you animosity, or try to chase you out of your land. To treat them equally. Because to treat somebody the way they treat you, that brings justice and prevent a wrongdoer from doing the wrong act again. But that it depends different level on detail of that. Unfortunately, what I want to make clear is that we have to distinguish between two things: Islamic behavior and Muslim behavior. Just because a person, male or female, religious or not religious, he might testify that he is a Muslim. And it's very important to distinguish that. In Islamic standard, or religion, or law, or aqidah, when a person testifies and declares that he is a Muslim, or she is a Muslim, nobody can say to him, you are not a Muslim. That's what he said, that's what he uttered, especially publicly. So nobody has the right to say, you're wrong, or your intention is wicked, or you're doing that out of hypocrisy, or to get benefit from the Muslim, or to achieve your goal. We're not in the judge, we cannot judge that. We have no ability. We have too many stories happened during Prophet ﷺ to tell his companion, did you open his heart to see what his intention? Nobody can do that. So the scholars say, لَنَا الظَّاهِرُ وَاللَّهُ يَتَوَلَّى السَّرَائِرُ. For us, we judge people when it comes to faith, not only faith issue, to say if somebody is Muslim or not, لَنَا الظَّاهِرُ, their appearance. If somebody testified by saying that he or she bear witness that there's no God but Allah and Muhammad ﷺ is his messenger, such a person can be considered to be a Muslim by the Muslim community. What does that mean? I mean, he can be, for example, marrying a Muslim woman, can be prayed upon when he dies, can lead salah, and so on. Because certain aspect of the religion, you have to be a Muslim to do certain act of the ibadah. So a person becomes entitled for that. What is the intention? Allah knows. If he's hypocrite, he gets the punishment of his hypocrisy. Sincere about it, he will get the reward of that as well. So that's very important to know that. You see, لَنَا الظَّاهِرُ وَاللَّهُ يَتَوَلَّى السَّرَائِرَ. Allah will take care for the hidden agenda or intention behind every person uttering. Okay? So when somebody says he's a Muslim, for us, we treat him as what? As a Muslim. Right now, emotionally, they say, oh, this person is not Muslim. Why? Because he drinks. because he steals, because he commits fornication, because he smokes, because he does drugs, because of that. We believe as Muslims that sinful action doesn't take the person out of the religion. Okay? Only rejecting the religion takes the person out of the religion, not committing sinful action. Is that clear to everybody? Regardless what the sinful action is. Now, if somebody might act or utter something might take him out of the religion, before we can judge a person to be like non-Muslim, he has, or Muslim scholar has to sit with him and talk to him and clarify to him, for example, what he might be doing or saying. Because a person might not be aware of that. So we tell him, for example, what you said, what you acted upon is considered to be a statement or act of disbelief. Are you aware of that? Do you know, for example, the Quran says Salah is obligatory. If you reject Salah out of denial, this is very serious matter. See? So after talking to him and giving the chance, giving the proof from Quran and Hadith by scholar, not by regular people. Because regular people, what we say, that some of them, most regular people now, when it comes to religion, they try to treat like eye infection and they make the person blind as a result of their wrong treatment. They're not expert on that. They say he tried to take care for ramat and make the person a'ma, blind. Why? Because they're not qualified or trained with the knowledge, with the character to talk to such a people. Is that clear again? So don't judge anybody regardless how they act. They are non-Muslim no matter what. They might do something wrong today, they might regret it tomorrow, and they might be even better Muslims than all of us. We make dua for them. We pray for them that Allah gives them guidance. Allah makes them aware of the religious teaching. Allah opens their heart with mercy and compassion to other people. It's very important to do that. Okay. So knowing that Islam will not allow any attack on civilians, especially when you live in peaceful societies. We know that, unfortunately, the attack on any civilian people by Islamic standard is wrong and prohibited. Cannot be justified whatsoever. And to know how Islam went to the extent that even if you are in the time of combat, militant combat, with your enemy, your goal is not to kill him. Your goal is what? To stop him from his aggression. So to the point is the fuqaha, the jurisprudence says that if somebody came to you attacking you without any weapon, it's prohibited for you to raise weapon in his own face because you make the situation worse. Somebody coming to you attacking you with a stick, you cannot raise on him a knife or a sword. And when a person turns his back, you stop attacking him. All of that to show your goal is to preserve life, but you want to protect the aggression act, not killing the person. And that during the time of combat. When a person comes to kill you, you have to be aware that if you can stop him from his act, you have that your goal to begin with. Otherwise, you have the right to defend yourself when a person insists on attacking you to kill you. Allah forbid. Is that clear? Okay. So, without any doubt in my mind, any attack on civilian people, whether by blowing someone's self with explosive in a market, or in a masjid, Allah now happen a lot unfortunately, or in a school, or in a house of worship, or in a bus, all of that by Islamic standard is what? Prohibited, cannot be justified whatsoever. And people who act like that, of course, to me is simply they misunderstand the message of Islam, which is the message of compassion and rahmah and peacefulness. How are you going to spread the message of peace with your neighbor, where you live with, you work with, you share with them the train, the bus, maybe you eat from the same farm, you breathe the same air. After that, you make yourself think he's your enemy? That cannot be Islam. So we have to distinguish between Islamic behavior or matter, which is based on the teaching of the Quran and Hadith, and the ijma' of the scholar and the qiyas, all the 10 sources of the religion, and the Muslim behavior. Most Muslims, sometimes, they don't act according to their religions. So to do that, we need to be aware, we distinguish their act from their religion, and also we need to make sure we don't accuse them of being a kafir or unbeliever simply because they do something wrong or to do sinful action. So talking about, subhanallah, the tragedy of 9/11, September the 11th, which is maybe once happened, most of you were 10 years younger now. I don't know if you remember, where were you at the time? Maybe you were not even, like what age you were, most of you, like what grade you were, most of you now? Seven. Seven is still like kind of like developing yourself. And I'm sure such event might be put you a lot of in difficulty with yourself in the school. I know students told me at the time, right away they might be accused by called name Taliban, Bin Laden, really. I know it was a difficult time. Sister or girls who were hijab, they were having very difficulty to go to their school or go to their job. I was at home watching the news in that morning. I just came to New York. And really, when I was watching the news, usually I don't watch TV, but I don't have TV. But that particular day it happened, I was watching TV in a friend's house. And the news came. And they were saying, oh, maybe like some kind of navigation error. Because the sky was very clear, and to see a plane hitting the first building, most likely it was an error. But when the second one happened, it was very clear that it's not an error anymore. It was deliberate act by somebody. And I was really shocked to see that. And I was praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that no Muslim to be involved in this behavior, because I know that cannot be justified. And shortly after that, you see on TV how the building collapsed. Really, at that time, I don't cry easily, but I was crying this time. Because I know that going to be a very difficult situation for the Muslims. Because earlier, you know, how I think Timothy, that person from, I think, Oklahoma, when he blew, I think, a building, everybody was accusing Muslims at the time. And I know the lashback of that. And after that, we have on, I think, 1993 also, somebody tried again to do the same thing with the building. So really, I was concerned, I was very fearful about going to be very, like, hard backlash on the Muslim community. And I was right in that aspect, really. A lot of people start to be detained. Innocent people were separated from their own family. People were confused. Some people denounced their religions. But they say, how could this Islam will allow such an act, you see? So, my message here to you is, as much as difficulty happened, as much as that particular day changed the course of life, as a believer, we always make prayer that Allah guide us to the truth. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala open our heart and open our mind to understand our religion properly. Because the Quran says it's what's important in life not to acquire knowledge, is to have wisdom. The Quran says, يؤتي الحكمة من يشاء ومن يؤتى الحكمة فقد أوتي خيرا كثيرا. It is Allah who gives wisdom to whom Allah wills. So yasha here mean, again, is a verb mentioned without the doer, the subject of the sentence. So you might say what that means. You can translate to be Man yasha, mean Allah will for that person to have wisdom. Or yasha means a person, mean when you have the will to achieve, to seek wisdom, Allah give it to you. Because yasha here a verb mean who wills. Mean Allah wills to give wisdom to Allah, whomever Allah wants to give wisdom, or Allah give wisdom to whomever a person when that person puts the effort to seek wisdom. Is that clear? يؤتي الحكمة من يشاء. Mean whoever wants wisdom, Allah give it to him, or Allah give wisdom to whom Allah wants to give wisdom. And as a result of that, وَمَنْ يُؤْتَى الْحِكْمَةِ, whoever is giving wisdom in life, understanding of life, of their religion, because before I say what the word hikmah means, فَقَدْ أُوتِيَ خَيْرًا كَثِيرًا. Surely such a person is giving a lot of goodness of this life and the life after. So the goodness of life doesn't come because you have a degree from a college, or you have a huge wallet in your pocket, or you have a huge saving account, or you establish organization or corporation, or you are famous. Now the youth, they want to be famous everywhere. Look at me with my Facebook, with my Twitter, follow me on my Twitter, and all of that aspect, really, my blog, my website, really. And I see that sometimes people, maybe they read one ayah and they write it, if it was, they become a scholar of the deen. A person attend a course about a religion over a weekend, after that they think they become really well aware of the deen. And all of that, because technology now make it very easy to be known about whatever you do. So what hikmah is that aspect? The Quran called the prophetic teaching is hikmah. Allah sent the prophet, saying the Quran, Allah is the one who sent to the Ummiyin. Ummiyin means the illiterate people, because Arabian people at the time did not have any institution of education, not even have like what now called in modern life to be like a life recognized by central authority. Mean minister, state, and university didn't have any of that. Used to be a tribes fighting each other over a camel for 50 years or 60 years or 100 years. Their ego is very important for them. That's why, to prevent their ego to be insulted, they might bury their daughter alive, thinking that if their daughter survives, it might be kidnapped or attacked by other tribes and humiliated, and that will bring humiliation for the rest of their own tribe. So to prevent that, they would rather kill their daughter alive, bury her alive, rather than be humiliated by other tribes. You see how naive they were. At the same time, their dignity for them is very important. They have the courage, shaja'a, they were known for. They have generosity, they were known for. They have eloquency, they have good quality as well. So Allah said He's the one who sent to the Ummiyin messenger from among them to teach them, to recite for them, يَتْلُ عَلَيْهِمْ the kitab, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala holy books. وَيُعَلِّمُهُمْ الْكِتَابِ on top of that, to give them the knowledge of the book. After that, يُزَكِّيهِمْ, purify them and give them wisdom. So wisdom means the prophetic way. So when Allah wants goodness for you, Allah gives you the understanding of the prophetic way, which is based on what? Tolerance, understanding, peacefulness. So, inshallah, I think my reflection is the act is no way can be considered to be an Islamic act, and those who are giving fatwa about it or justify it, they misunderstand their religion, they misunderstand the objective of their deen, they misunderstand their mission as a human people on the earth. Knowing that everything in the teaching of the Prophet and the Quran goes against that. To protect faith, to protect life, to protect dignity, to protect wealth, to protect also the honor being humans, and to spread peace, to feed the food, to pray at night. All of that really what make a person really understand and practice his religion. So inshallah, now I'm not saying the good side of 9/11. What I'm saying is the result of that. Alhamdulillah. That's why in Islam we have a concept: tragedy or difficulty cannot be limited to certain place or time. That's very important. Also, people say, "How come that happened to me?" That way, when a Muslim afflicted by tragedy or difficulty, what's the first response he's supposed to do? As a Muslim, when a person hears some news or any kind of difficulty of life, what's your first reaction you have to do? Okay, he said it. What also? Did anybody hear Brother Mashhur? Brother Ahmad, what do you have to say? Okay, and you're both correct. He didn't imitate. That is his own answer, which is correct, brother. Okay, to say what? Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Because the most difficult aspect when you hear the difficult news is how you react. I mean, your first reaction. Okay, remember that. You didn't know the benefit for that, or the wisdom, or why, or what. Before you say, how come? Why me? How could that happen? I did my best. I studied very hard. I was healthy. My father was a good man. How early? Before to show any of that, you have to submit that. Whatever happened to you is, it has a goodness on it, but you're not aware of it. So you should say right away, Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Means surely, we all belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's the one who created you, gave you your health. If you lose your health, who gave you your health? If you lost your wealth, who gave you your wealth to begin with? Talk about similarly your vision, your hearing, your soul, your family, your school, your education, your house, your business, your college. Who have gave you that to begin with? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You were not born by your own choice or by your own self. You have no choice even to choose yourself. Who's your parents? Where and when you're going to be born? What color and size you're going to be? Allah determined all of that for us. So we say, Inna lillah, right away. Wa inna ilayhi raji'un, and surely for Him we are returning. So after that, you reflect on the goodness rather than the negative aspect. That is what we call that tawakkul. Tawakkul means do what it takes. And after that, surrender to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for whatever happened to you. If it's good, you become thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If it's bad, you become patient about it. So one of the good things happened after 9/11 is, alhamdulillah, the Muslim community went out of its own seclusion. They were like very introvert, only focusing, dealing with themselves. But after that they realized, and Muslim group, organization, community, and other neighbor in every community, we start to reach out to each other. Masajid was open for the whole community. I know myself, so many Christian neighbors from churches, they start to visit us, and they invited us to visit them. Same thing, dialogue happened between religious leaders, which all of that expand the real life of what American life is really. We are all here, diversity, the unique aspect of American lifestyle. And diversity itself is the element of strength, is the element of understanding, is the element of what makes this country really strong as a country. So isolation not only will cause you harm, but also make you mysterious to other people. And that's why other people really, because they don't know who you are, what you believe in. Because unfortunately, most non-Muslims, they understand Islam through the media and through certain people who always don't know their religion or they have agenda, and they always put on the media wrong aspect of their religion, or wrong Muslim who's doing something wrong in the name of their religion. So alhamdulillah, so to reflect on that, well, I encourage all of you to come out of your seclusion as a Muslim, honestly. Reach out to your neighbor. I know a true story, for example. A lot of people become Muslim after that incident, 9/11, because they need to know really what Islam is all about. And when they study it, they found the teaching of the religion no way could be what the act of the hijacker of the two aeroplanes. I know a person, this true story, it was told to somebody maybe a month after this happened. An FBI agent went to a neighbor to ask her about her Muslim neighbor. And she said, we are neighbor with them. All we know about them are good things. They are honorable people, they work very hard, they're very peaceful, they always come to us to share with us our holiday, give us some gift, some food really. And really, so that statement from an American neighbor to their immigrant Muslim really convinced the FBI agent that no way those people could be really like people of terror or terrible act. And they even not bother to knock the door on the Muslim even to question them. And that really neighbor who told the FBI that about their Muslim neighbor told the Muslim neighbor a few months after that. So really, there's a lot of good people around, honestly. A lot of good people who are willing to seek the truth. But they want to see what? Not what you say to them, they want to see your action, your behavior. If you act, you are somebody who care about this country, to protect this country from any attack, from any violence, from any terror behavior, from any act really which against Islamic teaching. People will honor you for that, will respect you. But if they see you a Muslim coming here, seek their education, collect their money, after that, go back to your country. How could you think you are really acting as a Muslim? Well, you're supposed to spread peace, feed the food, do your night prayer, and make the prayer for the community at large, not only the community as a Muslim. How many verses of the Quran of Ta'ala say, Ya ayyuhan nas, all mankind? It does not say, Ya ayyuhal ladhina amanu. Such an instruction of worship, they come for the believer. For example, about fasting. يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصلاة كتب عليكم الصيام, for example. But a lot of ayat saying يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم, you see, we have created you from single male and female. يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى, we created you from single male and female, referring to Adam and Eve. وَجَعَلْنَاكُمْ شُعُوبًا وَقَبَائِلًا, and we made you into tribes and nations. For what reason? To kill each other? To insult each other? To humiliate each other? To think just because you are from that race or that country you are superior? All of that and Islamic behavior. Allah said, we made you tribes and nations, coming from the same father and mother. Being we are brother and sister in humanities. Before we are brother and sister by our own direct father and mother or by our faith. يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل. For what reason? لتعارفوا. This lam in Arabic in the grammar called lam al-ta'lil, the lam of reasoning, the lam to show the illah, the reason behind what mentioned before that. Mean in order for the result of knowing each other. How could you know your neighbor if you close your door and see Muslim or non-Muslim? How can you know each other if you isolate yourself? How can know each? See? So that will be against Quranic teaching. لِتَعَارَفُوا. And after that, regardless of our knowledge, our behavior, Allah is aware of our intention. So as I say after that, إِنَّ أَكْرَمَكُمْ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ أَتْقَاكُمْ. Surely the most honored one. See? What the first ayah say? وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ. We honor some of Adam. So who's the most honored son of Adam? The Quran gives us the answer. إِنَّ أَكْرَمَكُمْ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ أَتْقَاكُمْ. The most honorable one as a human being, the one whose knowledge and act and behavior based on the awareness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Taqwa means righteousness. Righteousness. And righteousness is when you do something right for yourself and for your community and for humanity, for the earth and for the globes and for the universe. That was righteousness. And righteousness is the first goal was the Quran tell us, Allah revealed the Quran for us. What the first ayat in Surah Al-Baqarah? You know Al-Fatiha, very famous first chapter. We say in it, Ihdina, guide us. After that we say Ameen. You know Allah accept our prayer, we say God, Ihdina, guide us. The answer came in the next chapter. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alif Lam Mim. ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابِ. You want guidance? You want help? You want support? Here is the book. ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابِ لَا رَيْبَ. You can say لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى, or you can say لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ. Say لَا رَيْبَ means without any doubt. فِيهِ هُدًى, in it there's guidance. If you say لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ, means there's no doubt in it whatsoever. Why? Because the whole book is huda, guidance, للمتقين, for those who are righteous. What's their character? The next 4 ayat mentions that. So inshallah, subhanahu wa ta'ala, my message to you honestly, understand your religion. Study your religion properly from those scholars who understand the traditional knowledge of the Islam. And those scholars, when you deal with them, you find their heart full of rahmah, full of mercy, full of compassion, full of understanding. They didn't talk the message of hatred or bigotry or killing or animosity, because Islam came to get rid of all of that. That way, traditionally, one of the first hadith a student learns from his teacher, before salah, before siyam, before grow up your beard or make your band short, before talking about Muslim and Kafir and all of that, what the first hadith traditionally Muslim scholar teaches their student? Called the hadith of Rahmah. The hadith of Rahmah. And I heard that hadith from one of my shuyukh with a transmission of only 23 people. Between this hadith and the Prophet, there are only 23 scholars who heard the hadith and narrated. This reality. The hadith say about the Rahmah, Ar-Rahimuna fil Ard, those who show mercy on the earth, Ar-Rahimuna Yarhamhumur Rahman. Those who practice, and not say here Ar-Rahimun, because if you know Arabic language, Arabic grammar, Fa'il means one who does the act, not who's doing the act. So that means his characters. You see? You say الَّذِينَ يَرْحَمُونَ Ar-Rahimun mean one who described by this character of mercy, of goodness, of compassion, of loving each other. Ar-Rahimuna. What's their lifestyle? Other way, what the fruit of their lifestyle? To be merciful. Ar-Rahimuna Yarhamhumur Rahman. The one who are merciful will show them the mercy. Yarhamu man fil ard. Show mercy to whatever on earth. See, not say to the Muslim. Yarhamu man fil ard. Mean everybody on the earth, whether he was a Muslim or non-Muslim, whether he was whatever he person is. After that, you can say two narration. You can say Yarham with put sukoon on the mean, that means the condition answer. Mean if you show rahmah on the earth, يرحمهم يرحمكم من في السماء. The condition of that will be the one who is in heaven, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, will show you His rahmah, His mercy. Or you can say it in rafi' case, يرحم من في الأرض يرحمكم. Mean you put dhamma on the knee. Mean if you do that, the one in His heaven will give you, always show you His rahmah. So inshallah, make that your goal in life, brother and sister. Make that your lifestyle. Make that when you study, when you read, you become a doctor, show mercy on people when you practice medicine. You become an accountant, show mercy on your behavior and manner. When you become a teacher, when you become whatever you do in this life, with your family, with your spouse, with your children, with your neighbor, with your fellow student here, to show the act of rahmah and mercy and compassion is obligation, is part of your religion. Unless we behave like that, I think we don't understand and reflect properly on the tragedy of 9/11, September the 11th. Allah forbid from anything to happen like that anywhere on the earth, anywhere, to anybody, because the act of aggression, the act of attacking civilian people is unethical, illegal, un-Islamic behavior, no matter what. Cannot be justified by wrong fatwa, cannot be justified by so-called scholar, cannot be justified by a doctor or engineer positioning themselves as a scholar and giving fatwa. Cannot be justified by people who never sat at the feet of the scholar to learn compassion and rahmah and mercy to other people. Cannot be justified by people who want to promote their own political agenda, or they want to fight for their own glory rather than the glory of the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So be aware of that, inshallah. And in the remaining time, if you have any question, any comment, any concern about the religion, certain topic like, whatever in your mind, inshallah, feel free to ask and to share your comment. May Allah bless you. Thank you for inviting me here, inshallah. I hope all of us in conclusion, we focus and we establish on the act of birr, righteousness, good behavior, good manner to ourselves, to our neighbor, to our fellow student, and to our city, to our country, to the globe itself, to the universe, because that is the message of Al-Islam as I understand it from my teacher from childhood. May Allah bless you all and make us among those early who understand the act of rahmah, and we practice, inshallah, rahmah, mercy with everybody. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I wasn't here earlier. I'm not sure what you talked about, but I mean the fatwa that the people
Use for what?
To advocate aggression towards non-Muslims or killing people.
Well, we were saying is any fatwa, any decision. By the way, a fatwa even might be called fatwa, the religious, opinion or legal issue. Nowadays, a lot of people are not qualified, you see, to give fatwa. They give fatwa, and that would be equivalent. A person never studied medicine, just by reading few books of medicine on his own, after he is trying to make a decision about a surgery or procedure or pathology or all of that, you see. So first of all, we need to know the fatwa, from where the fatwa came, see, from qualified person or not. And after that, we look at the fatwa. A fatwa that permit Muslim to kill people is wrong from 100 aspects. See? So such a fatwa is wrong, it's wrong, and cannot be really used to be really valid in any aspect, you see. Because the majority of the Muslim opinion scholars that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said you have to show rahmah and compassion, and there's no compassion in the religion. See, especially with those who are innocent, especially with those who are living with you peacefully, especially with those who you share business and school and food and neighborhood, you see. What kind of religion, for example, will allow their follower to do such an act, you see? If that Islam, we need to question, I know I believe in opposite of that, But this cannot be really a religion coming from God who called himself As-Salam, Al-Mu'min, you see, no way, no way. So we know that such a fatwa is really wrong, regardless from where it came from. Is that clear?
Well, I mean, there's been issues with the fatwa itself. It's a misprint.
Is what?
It's a misprint. But one of the
Again, any fatwa that permit killing innocent people is a wrong fatwa. It's very clear. Alhamdulillah. Any other question or comment, or like to come and share something, your own experience, or maybe like to say something to us? Come, brother. What? Yeah, come, brother.
we can hear you guys.
It's a reflection, you see. 10 years on, so how old were you by then? What's happened, you see? And give me a chance to drink, We didn't have much time, just
Alright. Assalamualaikum, my name is Rahad.
Take your time now.
I'm assistant VP for MSA. But when 9/11 hit, I was about 13, I think, and yeah, I was about 13, and I was in school actually, and my guidance counselor comes in and he's like, there was an attack on Lower Manhattan, and then my dad comes and picks me up, and surprisingly, my dad's like, oh yeah, they just blew up all of Lower Manhattan. And my mind is like, I was thinking oh crap, maybe it was Saddam. First thing that just hit my mind, Saddam Hussein doesn't like us, maybe it's him, he probably just attacked us, for no reason. But later on in nerd, I learned that, it was, they were right away, immediately when I turned on TV, it was basically the next day on the news, it was just, right away, it was 11 Muslim guys. But other than that, my experiences through 9/11 it was pretty tough for me going through school. I did have problems, I'm not gonna lie. I did have kids wanting to jump me. I was about to get into a fight with a couple of kids. One of the things that affected me the most, I think, was my sister was walking home, and before that, my sister decided to wear the hijab probably 5 days before 9/11. That was her choice, and she was walking home, and some guy tried to literally just almost ran her over a car. Thank Allah that nothing happened. It was probably an inch away, but nothing happened to her. And so that was just one of the scary feelings. And after that, I was just really upset with the environment around me. I was upset that kids didn't understand my religion. I was being picked on. I didn't like the environment that I was in. What else? But other than that, I think it got me more closer to Islam. I started going to that probably a year before that. I started going to the masjid a lot, and I didn't understand. There was something. I wasn't religious or anything, I didn't pray or anything, but something inside of me that just knew something was right. It took me about probably 4 years to figure out that what the religion was, and after after I came to college, understand because I just literally just found MSA, and I found other kids that were like me, and I just figured that there has to be something about the religion that's so serious, because I see other kids doing it. So that was basically my experience. I'm still upset today about the whole 9/11 thing, because I had to go through hardships, and it still affects me today, because being a Muslim in America, it wasn't easy, and I still sometimes feel it's not easy today, because sometimes arguments, even in classes, in our college classes, arguments come up and kids say the most random things, and you just have to deal with in time, you just have to learn to deal with it, and sometimes you may speak up, or sometimes you're gonna correct them on the religious things, but just gotta keep it in yourself.
Actually, may Allah bless you for that and make your experience will be inshallah fruitful. That's why really it's maybe in our time, our challenge really right now as a young people in college and maybe 10 years ago really to show the rest of the world really what Islam is all about, honestly. So maybe that being picked up on the school, being being targeted because of your religion or your ethnicity, in a way, maybe make you consider studying your religion and know the true character of the Prophet. Maybe make you closer to know the Quran properly. So take advantage. Take advantage. You cannot fight hatred by hatred. You cannot fight attack by attack. All what you do is you can find all of that, you can fight all of that by knowing your religion properly, by studying your deen, by knowing the right scholar you deal with. And your behavior, your manner in the community is the best fight against this terror behavior, against that those who wants to pick on you because you are Muslim by your face, or because you look like Middle Eastern, or you look like, from South Asian background, or because simply you look foreigner, or because your parents are the first generation in this country. So use all of that to your advantage. Also, inshallah, as we know, now we have a lot of organization, really, inshallah, we need to invite them to come to Baruch, tell us about that. You cannot accept anybody to treat you in a wrong way just because you are a Muslim, or just because you are from certain background. Inshallah, we're going to have event called like Know Your Right. Know your right. What right you have in this country as a citizen, or as I can say, like permanent resident, or as student really here. We cannot allow anybody to do anything wrong to any one of us. So we have to stand against all of that. Inshallah, we're going to have a series of events here by experts, by lawyers, by organizations that are going to teach us, inshallah, how you deal when you are being stopped in the airport, when an FBI agent comes to knock on your home, when a professor or a teacher or a boss or supervisor or anybody around you or your neighbor show you any sign of like called hate crime or discrimination. All of that. So if you know your religion and you know your legal right, inshallah, really you can show the rest of the world. Muslim here in this country, we are very vital, important minority. We're not here to cause harm and damage. Rather, we are here to be one of the bricks that build a strong wall, inshallah, that promote what you call American dream, freedom, equalities. Really, our freedom is a giving right from Allah to all of us. One of the first statements Sayyidina Umar, the great Khalifa, said to the leader of Egypt and his son, you know the story, he said, متى استعبدتم الناس وقد ولدتهم أمهاتهم أحرارا. Since when are you going to enslave people when their mother gave them their birth to be free? And that one of the first, I think, what calls that in a human right, that the first article, all men are born to be free and equal. Islam declares that from the beginning. We are all equal in humanity. We are all born free. So nobody has the right to discriminate against all of that. And that Islamic principle, American principle, that your constitutional right, that the United Nations, that Convention of Geneva, all of that right given to us by legal, by Islamic standards. So inshallah, so instead of being angry or upset or you want to act like the bad people, be intelligent, be smart, and seek help from professional people. We need to learn how to make sure you are here righteous citizens in this country. The country provides for you goodness, education, wealth, and health, all of that. And part of your commitment to this country is to show your best citizenship to this country. And that part of our deen. And the proof of that, when the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was prosecuted and attacked and was plotted against to be killed by 100 young men of Arabian people, and he has to flee from Mecca. What he did after that, when he left Mecca, he turned back and he said, "Oh Mecca, Allah knows that you are the most beloved place for me. And it wasn't for your people to chase me out, I would not leave it." Even that, everybody around him was what? Against him, attacking him, accusing him of being all sorts of evilness. And they tried to kill him. He flee at the night of supposed to be killed by them. In all his bad treatment to him did not make him what? Reject that the place where he was born, that the place where he was raised. So he wanted to show thankfulness for the goodness Mecca city gave him back. And he wanted to clear to everybody. He only left Mecca, not because Mecca itself, because some of the bad people over there tried to do something bad, you see. So wherever you live, you have to show you are not greedy person. You are person with appreciation. If this country provides you any signs of goodness, you have to be very thankful, and that part of our blessing and ni'mah in Islam. When you receive any form of blessing, you have to be thankful for that, inshallah. So this country doing good things for us. Be thankful for that. If something wrong happens, try to deal with it in an intellectual manner, seeking the resource to solve your problem. Don't make yourself angry or upset or mad because you say, oh, people treat me bad because I'm a Muslim, because I'm an Arabian, because I'm Bengali, because I'm here and there. Don't act like that, really. Act in a proper way, inshallah. We are here to help you. The school will help you, inshallah. Myself, alhamdulillah. We have been in office, inshallah, for the chaplain is second floor, third floor actually, room 217. Inshallah, every time, anytime you need to ask any help, any counseling, religious, regarding your school, your education, your family situation, feel free to come and ask for help. Everything will be private and confidential, inshallah, you see. Because sometimes small anger might happen to you. If you don't solve it, it might cause you resentments and might grow up and become problem. Most people, like here in the news recently, that person, I think, like an IHOP restaurant, he went and he shot a lot of people. Where did it happen? In Las Vegas, I think, or Texas? Anyway, it's the news. And people do that because they have some kind of anger in them, and instead of working with the anger management, what they do, let it build up until it become out of control. Society could be tough sometimes, you see. So don't let toughness of society, pressure of school and youth, sometimes is very risky on people's life. Use all that energy, resources to your own benefit, inshallah, to make it fruitful rather than to make it what? A source of distraction to yourself, to other people. May Allah bless you. And at the end, anybody has anything want to say? Any announcement, any comment, anything before we make dua? Can we make dua, inshallah? So inshallah, in conclusion, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us, to protect humanities, to protect us in every land, because the whole land belongs to the Creator, the whole globe belongs to the Creator, to protect us wherever we go, whenever we go, inshallah, to provide the best leader for all of us, those really who promote the act of equality and justice, those who promote the act of tolerance. Oh Allah, make our heart open among ourselves, among humanity at large, to make America and another country to come together in a peaceful way, to avoid the act of war and killing and murder, to make, inshallah, the leader in every country to be the best of people who promote humanity. It's a time for all of us, especially as a Muslim, really, to support any act in any Muslim country that they want to change dictatorship. They want to change leaders that being oppressing their people for 50 years or 40 years or 30 years. No longer such a relationship between leader and follower will be accepted anymore, because this is wrong. Wrong from humanity aspect, wrong from legal aspect, wrong from religious aspect. So inshallah, let's us all to be that person, inshallah. Their life will be a source of goodness for everything around them, and this is my belief what Muslims are supposed to be. Wherever you are, whenever you are, you're supposed to be a source of goodness for yourself and for the creation around you. Not only people, everything. Ecology around you, the river, the earth, the bird, we are responsible. And that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told Sayyidina Adam to be Khalifa on earth. Not only politically powerful, no. Me, to be responsible and in charge, to bring goodness, to bring harmony, to bring tolerance to everything around us. Oh Allah, Ameen, oh Allah, Ameen, oh Allah, Ameen. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم فاستغفر الله. ربنا تقبل منا واغفر لنا وعافنا واعف عنا وألف بين قلوبنا وارحمنا رحمة شاملة في الدين والدنيا والآخرة يا رب العالمين. وصل اللهم على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وأصحابه وأزواجه أجمعين وسلم تسليما كثيرا 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 والحمد لله رب العالمين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Peace be upon you all, inshallah, and inshallah you will never go through the tragedy again and make advantage in your life to be the best of the creation, inshallah. Jazakumullah.